Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Coach HASLINDA Ali, and I've decided to launch this podcast to talk about fitness, health, and basically just to talk about being a strong woman. What does it mean? And I would love to share my personal experiences as well. We will talk about physical strength, spiritual strength, emotional strength, and mental strength, inshallah. It's been a while since I have time to record a podcast, and I was thinking about how else I can share. I don't even have time to actually write on my social media postings or post something that is close to my heart, the topic of getting healthy, getting strong, getting fit. So I decided that I hope this series called Be a Strong Woman with Coach HASLINDA Ali will actually reach out to women who out there, not only my clients who are training, or FitFab clients who are training and getting fit with us for a while now, or new ones, but maybe those who are still procrastinating or thinking whether they should start. Is it too late? How do you start? Afraid to get started? I would like to share some insights, especially after having coached hundreds of women since 2017, when I got my first certification of personal trainer. And I've dealt with many kinds of women from all walks of life, inshallah. In this first episode, I would just like to say thank you to those who have actually supported FitFab as a movement, and now as a fitness business, and now being a gym owner. I'm most grateful for each and every one of my clients who have supported me, whether in the past, in the future, now, currently. We have new clients as well ever since we moved to Pasir Panjang Gym. In case those of you who are new to me, I am 55 years old. I am going to be 55 years old this year. I have 3 daughters, 2 of which are already young adults, 23 years old and 21 years old. And my last daughter is going to be 18, and she is studying in Republic Poly. My first daughter has graduated from the Polytechnic education, and she's doing part-time university studies while working with my husband under Screenbox. Okay, so my second daughter is in her final year in SMU doing business management, and my third daughter is actually doing specializing or choosing her line of studies, which is diploma in human resource and psychology, inshallah. So that's about me. I also have some businesses with my husband, for example, Screenbox, Dreamcation, but my hands are fully into FitFab, which is my passion, fitness and health. Okay, so a little bit about me. I actually fell in love with strength training when I was 36 years old, essentially because after having 2 kids and having started family only in my 30s, I felt that I couldn't get back into my pre-pregnancy weight. I also find that I'm always tired running the first business, Screenbox, with my husband. So I hate running. I hate being outdoors. I hate running. I don't like to get sweaty. Basically, I am an indoor person. I've always been. In my younger days in school, I never liked PE. My ex-classmates are super shocked that I'm in fitness right now. But you know what? I am more of arts and performing art. I love music. I like theatre, and also I like dance, which was my CCA back in college. Anyways, to cut the story short, I fell in love with strength training essentially because I really needed to get fit, and I needed to lose my post-pregnancy weight, which is a lot. Okay, so for example, in each pregnancy, I would actually gain 20 kilos, right? So after 2 pregnancies, you can imagine, because when I got pregnant, when I conceived the second time, I was not back to my pre-pregnancy weight. So it snowballed. Okay, so basically I signed up for a gym membership, and at that time it was the biggest brand in Singapore, and I decided to also invest my some of my money into personal training because I have no clue to what I can or should do in the gym. And I'm not a cardio person. I'm, like I said, I don't like to run. I'm not getting on the treadmill. So after my first free trial at the gym with a female personal trainer, I actually love it because I realized it's zero impact. It's quite interesting learning about the machines, how the mechanics work for the body and stuff like that. And it's air conditioned, so that's why I signed on. But by then, I had no choice of a female personal trainer because she had left the company, and so I found my personal trainer right there when I was 36 years old. So anyways, due to personal training and also changing my diet slowly and surely, not something radical or like I stopped eating rice, no such thing. My coach then, and he is still my current coach, taught me about calorie counting, about what is healthy food, what is not. For example, I used to think that eating epok-epok was better than eating rice, for example. And I would gobble down 4 epok-epok at one shot, thinking that it's healthier and lower in calories. Can you believe that? So that was how ignorant I was, or how naive I was about food. So in the first starting, just to lose weight, 1 kilogram a month, that was our target. I had to give up eating rice twice a day. I used to eat rice twice a day. I'm from a very typical Malay family. Rice is our main source of carbo. So I actually ate rice, lunch and dinner. So my coach suggested that I drop one and he would suggest dinner, because dinner we are more sedentary. After that we are relaxing. So he says just eat the lauk. Don't eat rice for dinner. Your lunch can be rice or any other forms of carbo if I want, but that would be the main. So slowly and surely I did lose 1 kilogram a month, sometimes even 2 kilogram a month, and I was training twice a week. Okay, so from then on I love training, and I begin to see the difference it made to my body. Not only that I lost weight, I actually lost body fats. And this is, how do we know this? Is through the in-body analysis way, a smart scale which was available at the gym. So to be honest with you, those of you who keep on looking at the body weight scale, the weighing scale that is just showing you what your body weighs, is very disheartening, because it doesn't show your body composition. It doesn't show how much body fats you have, how much water, how much lean muscle mass do you have. So these are information that is actually more important than just the numbers on the weighing scale. So if you are one of those women who have been so frustrated, eating less, moving more, but the weighing scale does not move, your weighing scale may not be telling you the whole picture. So in fitness, we call this body composition. And when you exercise, especially when you do strength training, you are building muscles, right? You're building muscles, not instantly, but over time. And you're also taking care of your food intake. For example, we would advise you to eat more protein. And how do you do that? We teach you. You will find that your body may weigh the same, but looking better, and even looking better, especially looking better in clothes, right? Your clothes fits better, your shoulders and stuff like that, for example. So that is why do not let the numbers define you. It's true. Because you don't know what, for example, if you are 75 kilogram, tomorrow you're 76, you weigh again, then 75 again. It goes up and down because it depends on a lot of factors. What time did you weigh yourself? Did you just drink water? Have you gone to the toilet? So sometimes weighing yourself randomly may affect your mental health. And that's not good. If it affects you so much, don't do that every day. I have clients who have stopped weighing themselves for 2 years, for 3 years, because they feel like, you know what, coach, I'm feeling stronger. I've never ever been able to lift this strong. So I think it's okay. Let's not weigh myself anymore, because I used to weigh them once a month, for example. And they say that they just want to feel painless. They don't have any more pain in their body, they move better, they lift heavier, they can be functional in their work, functional at home, being independent in their daily tasks. They are very grateful for that. Alhamdulillah. So in this episode, I would like to first perhaps create awareness about why do we want to build muscles, and muscles are built in the gym, right? We are not at the gym to become skinnier, to look skinny. That is not the objective of the gym. So if you are thinking like, I want to be smaller and smaller, the gym is not for you. Strength training creates and builds muscles over time, and it will make you stronger. So if you're thinking you want to be small, how can you be stronger if you don't have muscles? All right. We do not want to be big with fats. We want to have muscles, lean muscles in our body. And as we age, we lose muscles. Okay. As we age, we lose muscles. Right from the mid-30s, for example, if you think menopause is going to only hit you in your 50s and you don't have to worry about losing muscles, losing bone density, you are wrong. Okay. Let me tell you what happens first when you lose muscles. And as we age, it's a natural thing to lose muscles, especially when you don't train your muscles, especially when you are sedentary or you're not putting your muscles to use. You lose power. You lose power. You lose strength. What does it mean? So what if I can't do a deadlift of 60 kilo or my body weight 80 kilo? What happens is, let's talk about daily life. Sometimes you lose your grip. Don't have the strength to open a jar. You can't lift yourself off the toilet bowl, or you find it harder, you need help. You start to solat duduk, for example, because you cannot get up from your sujud position, even though you're not overweight. Your knee joints, your knees start to be very painful, but you are not overweight. Those who are overweight may feel the knee pain easier to come because, yes, they are putting extra load on your kneecap. Of course, you will hurt. Then you find that you cannot go up the stairs without holding on to something on the railing. Or you can't even go up the stairs at all. You need to take the lift, and this may affect your work, which requires you to take the stairs. So these are things that happen, and I have met and I'm training these ladies who need to go up the stairs, down the stairs, who need to lift things at work safely without hurting, for example, their lower back. That's why if you are in our strength training class, the first thing we need to see is, how do you squat? Body weight. Do not even think about loading yourself as just with your body weight. Is that load that you need to be able to manage as you age. Okay, so muscles, right? We're building muscles, spending time in the gym, at least twice a week or once a week to start to build muscles. Why? Muscles provide critical structural support actually for your bones. On top of your bones, your skeleton it could be body fats, it could be a layer of skin, but muscles add padding to your skeleton. If any time we accidentally fall or get involved in an accident, Insyallah, these muscles provide, even your fat, your body fats and muscles provide the support to prevent bad or critical injuries. It facilitates movement as well, muscles, right? It facilitates movement. For example, if you can squat, you have leg strength, you have muscles in your legs. You can get up from a sofa easily, from, let's say, from cross-legged position, you are in a kanduri, you can get up without much assistance, for example. These are all something that we don't take for granted as we age. It is not going to be something that you can forever, you can do it. You can do it even in your old age if you don't train, right? If you don't train your muscles to do certain movements. Okay, so muscles also, if you have more muscles, your body will burn more calories at rest. Okay, and this helps in weight management. If you don't have enough muscles and everything, you have wasted your muscles, you are not going to burn calories much, right? For example, even let's say after my weight training, I have muscles, when I'm at rest, it's still burning. Okay, muscles need calories, need to be fed, and they burn more calories. That's why you can see that we can eat. We are not afraid to eat good food, good nutrition. We are not afraid that we're gonna be fat, because it will burn, and we need to feed our body to be strong. How many of you have been eating so much lesser in terms of your food intake, but you still feel that nothing is changing in your body? Then you need strength training. Okay, you need strength training. Your metabolism or metabolic rate is decreasing as we age, not because we are getting older, and this has been proven from scientific research. It is getting slower because we are losing that muscles, because we are inactive and not using the muscles at all. If you're sedentary, you're doing desk-bound job, of course that's your key. You need to sit at your desk and be doing your work, admin work, paperwork and all that. But you need to then make that time to train, to do strength training, to exercise, to take your walks, for example, right? But if you're not doing that, then you're just sitting down, the muscles is being wasted. Your glutes muscles, now glutes is actually your buttocks, your glute muscles, which is one of the biggest muscles for us, the biggest muscles is legs, right? You have your glutes there, you have your hamstring there, your quads. Now, if they are not being trained to do squats, deadlifts, lunges, you are not going to be having strong legs. Now, strong legs, they're crucial, because why? Having strong legs, it determines your quality of life, right? And your work. It's crucial for you to have strong legs to work, to get to work. It's crucial for you to have strong legs to do your ibadah. It's crucial for you to have strong legs to move, to, let's say you want to meet your friend, have a social life or some sort of social interaction, you need to move out of your house. But if you are not able to move, not mobile, then it's hard. It's hard to keep that quality of life as we age. I've seen it happen even with my own parents, my arwah dad, Abba, and then my mom currently. It affects, if it affects your mobility in future, it will affect your quality of life, right? So we do not want to be totally immobile and dependent on others to get to A, point B, point C. Now, if you are in your 40s, in your 30s, you probably don't think about that now. But whatever you're doing now, whatever you are investing in doing now will affect your future self, right? If your future self, of your future self in your 60s and 50s or even 70s, 80s, Insyallah can speak, they will thank you now for doing what you're doing now, investing in strength training. Investing, and I don't mean just money, investing in your time, your commitment. 1 hour a week of strength training to start with, Insyallah, will do wonders for you. Wonders for your well-being, wonders for your joints, wonders for your nervous system, wonders for your hormones. MashaAllah, I've seen ladies in their 30s, 40s, perimenopausing, and now in their 50s. So being 55 and having gone through perimenopause, menopause, and when I look back, I really, really am very grateful that I started strength training in my late 30s. And by the way, it's not too late to start. I have clients who are 58 and they contacted me and they have started and they asked me whether it's too late. They feel so much better now and they wonder, like, I should have started earlier, right, coach? And I say, it's okay. It's better to have started later than not at all. Because you can still reverse, you can still conserve that muscles, that whatever muscles left, and build again, build your strength again. You don't want to lose power and strength, because we need that just to survive and function in our daily lives. Even when, let's say in your home, you have 2 steps down, like my mom's place, 2 steps down before she can go to walk to the lift. If you cannot handle that 2 steps down, you can't leave your home, right? You need a helper, you need a ramp, or you need to be in your wheelchair. So right now we have so much information. We have Google, we have social media, reels, a lot of coaches, fitness coaches, nutritionists are sharing their knowledge and more insights into strength training, which we thought is only, we used to think that it was only for bodybuilders, it's only for athletes. It is actually for the general public, and that's why FitFab is for the general public. It is not a gym created for athletes, not created for high performance elite. No, it's for the general public, like for women to feel comfortable that it's an all ladies gym, for example. Because I really think that we are losing out if you have not started on strength training, mashallah. So if you are thinking of starting, do not procrastinate anymore. Try. It may not be with FitFab. I'm not saying that you have to take me or FitFab as your coach, but you really need to consider strength training as part of your weekly regime. And please don't feel like, Coach Haslinda Ali has done it like for 20 years and I'm her age and I think it's useless for me to even start trying. I will never get as strong as her. Please don't do that comparison, right? You just have to be better than yourself. Last year, last month, start doing something for yourself. Consider it as your me time investment for your future self. I started from zero when I was 36 years old. I was overweight. I was using maternity clothes. When I met my personal trainer, I was actually very embarrassed, especially when I do not have the choice of a female personal trainer. And I had already paid up front like 30 sessions. But I told myself that having paid so much, I better make it work, Like, damn it, I better make it work because I'm not going to jog outside and ruin my knees further because I had knee issues then too. Because I was dancing, I was a dancer in my CCA back in college. I had injured my left knee and my left knee is still today weaker. But with strength training, I have done wonders for my legs, my strength, leg strength. So imagine that, like, you are investing something, make it work, keep being consistent. You don't even have to straight away sign up 2-3 weeks a week with your choice coach. Just start once a week and be consistent in that. Make sure that nothing can touch that slot. Like, if somebody asks you out and say, let's go out for eating, for dinner, for lunch. Sorry, I have booked. That's my training session, right? Unless it's family emergency, then you say, I'm going to be dedicated to myself. I owe it to myself for that 1 week of strength training. You have to make time for it because you're not going to squat at home by yourself without proper supervision. You don't know how to do push-ups. You don't know how to train your back. So sometimes I have clients who actually invested in a few months of sessions, and after that they're quite smart. They can remember, they are confident. The most important is you're confident to self-train, right? But you definitely need guru, right? You need a teacher, a coach to start your strength training journey, because without a proper coach you can injure yourself. And that's why people say that, strength training is dangerous, when it's not. And then you say that, I don't know what I'm doing, so I was aimless, so it's no point, I don't see results. So try doing it the proper way. Invest in a certified coach to train you from basic. Okay, if that's the best advice I can give on how you need to start. And if you're just saying that, I'm motivated, I will motivate myself, I don't want to spend, it's fine. But let me tell you that depending on motivation alone is not going to get you anywhere. You have to be disciplined. Whether you feel good or not on that day, if it is your training time, you got to show up even if nobody is accountable for you. If it's self-trained, you need to go to the gym. You need to get your butt out and do it, right? So that's why if you see me training alone or I train with a coach, but I do not depend on other people to motivate me. I'm the kind of person who needs accountability. I also need a coach to be accountable to be showing up. Now, perhaps some of you are wondering, I'm a personal trainer myself. Why do I need another coach to train myself? I've tried for 2 years when I had my certification to actually train myself. But when life gets too busy, I get bookings for training. I have clients, more and more clients, and I'm running other businesses as well with my husband and my kids, when they were still in secondary school and stuff like that. And when they were in college, O-level, A-level, I was so consumed with all these things. The first thing I see that is self-trained, I'm telling myself, you know what, Haslinda, you need to rest. I can be lazy too. right? I need to rest. I've been training people, and it's 3 hours straight training people. I stop. I just like cancel on myself. And when it went on like that, and I find myself not fit or gaining some body fats again, I know that I have to do something about it. And I realize I need someone that I can be accountable to as well. So that's why I still train with a coach. I still learn a lot from my coach till today. And if I am slacking and he sees that I am slacking in my nutrition as well, I will be told off by him. So Alhamdulillah, I have somebody like that in my fitness journey. And my husband, Sujimi, share the same coach as well. And so we share notes and we can even be competitive. So that's a plus part in a way. So for those of you who want to start training, don't procrastinate. Get a coach, find a gym that is comfortable for you. But get started with a proper coach that can guide you, so that you don't do things aimlessly. You want to save money, but you're losing and wasting time. You're wasting your energy, right? So what other benefits of increasing muscles? Okay, don't be afraid to have muscles. Muscles make you strong. Muscles preserve your mobility and functionality as we age. So we're having enough or increased muscle mass through strength training and eating more protein. You are improving your bone density as well. And I will go into that perhaps in another episode or another podcast. So bone density also another thing that decreases, becomes more brittle, your bones, as we age, right? But it can be reversed or be maintained with strength training, weight-bearing exercises. The best part about strength training, I feel that it releases protective chemicals, and it has been proven in sports science. It releases protective chemicals called myokines that reduce inflammation. Ultimately, what does this mean? It promotes longevity and reducing the risk of chronic disease. Chronic disease are, for example, what? So common: diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and stuff like that, right? So these are chronic disease that as we age, we seem to think that is normal. It's just a matter of time that these chronic disease come into our body. But with increased muscle mass, you can actually delay and even, inshallah, prevent. I have interviewed ladies who are in their 70s, in their late 60s, with no such chronic disease. And one of the key things that they told me is that they have always been active in their early decades of life. And also they look into their food. But living in Singapore, in Asia, is a little bit more challenging. They realize that sometimes they do eat their delicious food or overeating, kan? So, especially later on when we have Hari Raya or we go to our in-laws, there's a social gathering, we eat more, right? We eat more. But it's actually keeping active. They say that they have always, like in the morning, they go for walks, and they also sign up for some strength training exercises that uses resistance bands, that uses body weight first, and they can walk still. They can walk from point A to point B, having such a good quality of life in their golden years. These ladies are not only Muslimas, they are from other races. I learn from them as well what they do, because I like to see and ask people when they are very much in their golden years and they're looking glowing, they are walking, they are at the gym. I love to interview them and ask them how they were in their younger days, right? So for those of you who are still haven't started strength training, this podcast is for you, my first episode. Get started. And the best way to get started, after Ramadan, after your Hari Raya is over, especially the first week, start thinking, how are you going to live in your golden years? Do we still want to be active? We want to move fast. We want to earn. We want to do our passion, our hobbies. So these are things that you should think of, right? I've already shared with you why I'm in love with strength training. Let me share with you also how I know Some of you are scared of strength training, afraid to start strength training. You don't want to do strength training. You don't want muscles. The question is, in the first place, be more scared of getting weak as you age. Be more scared of losing strength, losing power as you age. Don't be afraid of getting bulkier with muscles. Muscles actually make you look tighter. It is body fats that make you look bulky and flabby as you age. Because when you lose muscles, it loosens up your skin elasticity and such. Your posture is bad because you are getting weak upper body, which is why in my class, upper body strength is crucial as well. Balance it with lower body strength, always. So if you're scared to start, you don't want muscles, you want to look skinny, then I'm saying, what I want to say to you is, you have it wrong. You have it wrong. You need to change your mindset. Because if you don't, and you get weaker and more fragile, but at time you regret, it's too late, because you probably can't even get off your bed or your chair without help. And not many people can start gym training like that. Like, you need to start very, very slow. You need to start with rehab, with physiotherapy. And do you really want to be in a hospital doing all that? So in a hospital, when my mother was warded in the hospice 2 years ago, and she needed to do physio every day, and only by they have certain band markers for her to achieve before she can be released. I sat through her physiotherapy, and basically they are asking her to squat from the wheelchair to her walker, wheelchair to the walker, take few steps. These are all strength training. Do you really want to end up in a hospice and start doing that? In the past, I would say we can see our parents, our grandparents getting weaker, and we think it's normal. Oh, it's part of aging. Oh, 55 years old should look like this. 65 years old should be doing. Of course, weaker. Now, these are all wrong assumptions. We know now that it is as a result of losing muscles that they are weak. If you can preserve your muscles, build even more muscle mass, even as we age, you can be your strongest self even when you're older. Alhamdulillah, I'm not trying to brag here. I'm not bragging, but I want to share with you that I have never been stronger than now at 55. If I look at my old gym shots, or last time there's no video, I was smaller, but more of, I would say, I had muscles, but I was smaller than now, but I was lifting small plates, right? So now when I'm stronger, it's not that I want to be stronger for what? I'm not an athlete, right? I'm not a power lifter. So what? Why do you want to be so strong? Guess what? I am the only child now, so I have to take care of my parents, right? I use this strength to lift, for example, my arwah father from his bed to sitting position and to his chair on the last few months, especially of his prostate cancer stage. My mom couldn't do it, and my mom didn't want the maid to touch him that way. Every morning, that's what I do. And now, even for my mom, she has diabetes, but she's not exactly 100% immobile, but she needs assistance. She can walk with a walker, but from sitting position to up, her helper can do that. But when I'm around, I also would like to practice my strength and see how I can help her. And there was a time where she did fall, butt first on the floor at her own home because it slipped. She was trying to sit from her walker to her favorite recliner, and it's leather, so she didn't go far in enough. The helper called me, and I went there, and I live very nearby. Alhamdulillah, she has, luckily for her, she has body fats. She landed, nothing broke, but I had to lift her off the floor. The helper was behind. I hugged her from the front, and I do the technique of a front squat using the strength. I've been training back squat up to 80 kilo, and I'm telling you, I use my core strength and my strength to lift her up, or else I have to call civil defense or the ambulance. I mean, I told myself, I cannot lift her in 2 tries. That's it. So Alhamdulillah, even my mother was so shocked that she was so afraid that I would get hurt. Don't, Linda, don't do it. Let's just call the ambulance or call the civil defense and stuff like that. I said, let me try, ma. Let me try. And I have to know the technique. Lower back, to protect the lower back, there's a certain posture. I have to use my thighs, my glutes, mashallah. And only I pray to Allah, Allah, please help me to lift my mum. So this is what my strength is used for. Same for my travels in Dreamcation with my company, Dreamcation. I had a client who actually fell on her knees, just taking 2 steps up to her ground floor resort. And I had to grab her from front and use my leg power again to lift her. And I am very, very syukur that I could help her and also help my family. So keeping fit is an ibadah in those ways, right? It's what's your niyat. So I urge you ladies, if you haven't started strength training, even start with body weight. You need to start trying. There's a lot of information out in social media. You may get confused. If you're following an influencer, make sure he or she is a certified coach and he or she is walking the talk. All right. But if you want an all ladies gym, if you want to try out us out Fit Fat, we have group classes, we have few coaches. I'm the oldest coach. If you want a younger coach, we also have Coach Diana, we have Coach Aisha, Coach Sumira. They are practicing and walking the talk. I choose coaches that practice the talk, practice the walk. Sorry, wait, they walk the talk, right? You can be certified, but are you strength training yourself? Are you lifting? So when I choose my coaches to work with me, to collaborate with FitFat, they have to be doing strength training. Yeah. So Insyallah, I hope to see more ladies strength training, not just exercising, not just walking 8,000, 10,000 steps, 15,000 steps. You need to do strength training urgently. Do start with body weight. Okay. So I hope that this podcast, Be a Strong Woman with Coach HASLINDA Ali, will resonate with you. And feel free to DM me for questions. If you want me to touch on a certain topic, I would be more than happy to share my experiences as somebody who walks the talk, and as a coach, and as a mother of 3 daughters. Thank you very much for listening. Be a strong woman, Insyallah, to prepare for our old age.